Welcome back to Star Gist, where we dive deep into the fascinating lives of your favorite celebrities. I'm your host, and today we're exploring the incredible journey of one of hip-hop's most successful entrepreneurs, William Leonard Roberts II, better known to the world as Rick Ross, the biggest boss. When you think of Rick Ross, what comes to mind? Perhaps it's his deep, commanding voice delivering memorable bars, or maybe it's his larger-than-life persona that has captivated audiences for over a decade. But today, we're going beyond the music to explore how this Florida native transformed himself from a rapper into a legitimate business mogul with an empire worth millions. Let's start with what made Rick Ross a household name in the first place, his music career. The man they call the boss hasn't just been successful, he's been consistently dominant. With 6 #1 albums on the Billboard charts, Rick Ross has proven time and again that he knows how to deliver what his audience wants. But here's where it gets interesting. Ross didn't stop at making hit records. He recognized early on that true wealth in the music industry comes from owning the platform, not just performing on it. This is where Maybach Music Group comes into the picture. As the CEO and founder of his own record label, Ross has cultivated a roster of talented artists, including heavy hitters like Meek Mill and Gunplay. By building his own label, Ross ensured that he wasn't just an artist making money for someone else's company, he became the company. This move alone demonstrates the strategic thinking that would later define his approach to business ventures outside of music. But what's truly fascinating about Rick Ross is how he's managed to leverage his music success into completely different industries. While many rappers talk about being business-minded, Ross has actually walked the walk, building a diversified portfolio that would make any financial advisor proud. Now let's talk about perhaps Rick Ross's most famous business venture, his relationship with Wingstop. This isn't just a celebrity endorsement deal we're talking about here. Ross has put his money where his mouth is, literally and figuratively, by owning approximately 30 Wingstop locations across the country. Picture this. Rick Ross, alongside his mother and sister, operates these restaurants under Boss Wings Enterprises, LLC. It's a family affair that speaks to Ross's understanding of keeping business close to home. The numbers are impressive too, according to Ross himself. These Wingstop locations generate around $7 million annually. That's not pocket change. That's serious business income that provides financial stability, beyond the unpredictable nature of the music industry. But here's a detail that really shows Ross's character. He gifted one of his Wingstop locations to his son for his 16th birthday. While most teenagers might receive a car or maybe some expensive jewelry, Ross gave his son a business. This gesture speaks volumes about Ross's mindset and what he values. He's not just giving his son an asset. He's giving him a lesson in entrepreneurship and financial responsibility. The Wingstop story began over 10 years ago when Ross opened his first location. What's remarkable is how he's grown this side of his business consistently over the years. It wasn't a one-time investment that he forgot about. It was the beginning of a systematic approach to building wealth through franchise ownership. The Checkers and Rallies story is particularly touching because it represents the realization of a childhood dream. During his teenage years, Ross worked at a car wash, saving up his hard-earned money so he could afford to eat at Checkers regularly. For many people, this would just be a fond memory of youth. But for Rick Ross, it became the inspiration for a significant business investment. When Ross eventually purchased his first Checkers restaurant, it wasn't just a business transaction. It was the fulfillment of a lifetime ambition. There's something deeply satisfying about hearing stories like this, where someone goes from being a customer who had to save up just to afford the food, to actually owning the restaurant itself. The location Ross chose for one of his Checkers restaurants is particularly meaningful. He bought the location directly across the street from Miami, Carroll City Senior High School, his former school where he played football. Imagine being a current student at that school, walking past a restaurant owned by a former student who made it big. It's the kind of inspiring, full-circle moment that shows success is possible no matter where you start from. In 2014, Rick Ross made headlines with one of his most extravagant purchases, Evander, Holyfield's former mansion in Fayetteville County, Georgia. It's clear that the biggest boss has earned his nickname through more than just musical success. He's built a diversified portfolio of businesses and investments that generate substantial income and provide financial security beyond the unpredictable world of entertainment. From his 30 Wingstop locations generating $7 million annually, to his meaningful community contributions through healthcare partnerships and his charity, work with disadvantaged youth. Ross has shown that success can be both profitable and purposeful. His 3-year plan to gain ownership in the Miami Heat represents a specific, measurable goal that would cement his status as a major player in sports business. If he achieves this goal, it would put him in an extremely exclusive group of entertainers who have become sports team owners. Ross's continued expansion of Rich by Rick Ross product line and his hemp-based wellness products suggest that he has found profitable niches that align with his personal brand and values. These businesses have the potential to grow significantly over the coming years. Perhaps most importantly, Ross's philosophy of helping others get rich suggests that his future ventures will continue to create opportunities for other people. Whether through his record label, his charitable work, or future business partnerships, Ross seems committed to building wealth in a way that benefits his community. Over the past decade, Ross has systematically established himself as both an iconic rapper and a financial mogul. His diversified portfolio includes music, restaurants, real estate, personal care products, health and wellness items, brand partnerships, and investments in emerging technologies. This kind of diversification provides financial stability that most entertainers never achieve. There's no denying that Ross has created something impressive and lasting. The criticism about his private jet purchase raises valid questions about financial responsibility and role modeling, but it shouldn't overshadow the broader story of entrepreneurial success and community impact. As Ross continues to pursue his ambitious goals, including potential ownership in the Miami Heat and expansion of his various business ventures, he remains a fascinating figure to watch. He said his goal is to get as many people rich as he can, adding, "That's how big boys do it." Finally, Ross demonstrates the importance of having ambitious goals. His desire to reach Elon Musk's level of wealth might seem unrealistic to some, but having such ambitious targets pushes him to think bigger and work harder than he might otherwise. Now, it wouldn't be fair to discuss Rick Ross without addressing some of the criticism he's faced. The article we started with included a harsh critique of Ross's decision to purchase a private jet, with the critic calling it a money sucker and suggesting that Ross put a third of his net worth into a single money sucker, a self-indulgent jet. The critic went on to call Ross a loser and a very bad role model because of this purchase. While everyone is entitled to their opinion, it's worth considering this criticism in context. Private jets are indeed expensive to purchase and maintain. They're often seen as the ultimate luxury item, and critics argue that they represent an irresponsible use of wealth. From this perspective, Ross's jet purchase could be seen as prioritizing personal indulgence over sound financial management. However, it's also worth considering that private jets can serve legitimate business purposes. For someone like Ross, who travels frequently for concerts, business meetings, and various ventures across multiple states, a private jet could actually be a business tool that saves time and increases efficiency. Additionally, while $45 million is substantial wealth, it's not unlimited. Every wealthy person has to make decisions about how to spend and invest their money, and reasonable people can disagree about those choices. Ross isn't stopping with his current ventures. He's also invested in cryptocurrency and NFTs, showing that he's keeping up with modern investment trends. Additionally, he's proven himself as an author, publishing 2 New York Times best-selling books. This demonstrates that his talents extend beyond music and business. He's also a compelling storyteller in written form. There's also the matter of his legendary car collection. Ross is rumored to own around 120 cars. While this might seem excessive to some, it's actually another form of investment. Classic and luxury cars often appreciate in value over time, making them both a passion project and a financial strategy. He's not just a rapper who happens to have money. He's a legitimate businessman who happens to rap. This isn't accidental product placement we're talking about. Ross has integrated Belaire Rosé into his brand image so seamlessly that it's become part of his identity as the boss. When you see Rick Ross content, you're likely to see Belaire Rosé. And when you see Belaire Rosé, you think of Rick Ross. That's the kind of brand synergy that benefits both parties. Ross also served as a brand ambassador for 1800 Tequila, specifically promoting their select silver variety. These partnerships represent smart business moves because they align with Ross's image while providing him with additional income streams that don't require the same time investment as running restaurants or managing real estate. In 2018, Ross ventured into the personal care industry with his brand Rich by Rick Ross. This line focuses on hair care and grooming products, and it's grown significantly since its launch. What started with beard care products has expanded into a comprehensive line that serves both men and women. The Rich by Rick Ross brand includes moisturizers, pomade cream, conditioners, shampoos, and various other grooming products. This venture makes perfect sense when you think about it. Ross has always been known for his well-groomed appearance and attention to personal style. By creating his own grooming line, he's monetizing his expertise in an area where he already had credibility. In September 2022, Ross made a move that surprised some people, but made perfect sense, given his personal health journey. He partnered with Hempako to create CBD products under the brand name Hemp Hop Smokables. But this wasn't just a business opportunity for Ross, it was deeply personal. In his own statement about the partnership, Ross said, "I truly believe in the health benefits of hemp-derived products. Having had my own health scares, and through my healing process, I decided I would develop a line of smokables to help others with the benefits of hemp cannabinoids." Ross's health scares aren't a secret. He suffered from seizures in the past and was hospitalized in 2018 with what appeared to be a heart attack. These experiences gave him firsthand insight into the importance of health and wellness, and his venture into hemp products represents his desire to help others who might be dealing with similar issues. It's one thing to talk about giving back to the community. It's another thing entirely to purchase a mansion, specifically to serve that purpose. Ross's commitment to his community extends beyond inspiring young people through his mansion. He's also made significant contributions to healthcare accessibility, particularly in Georgia. In 2011, Ross partnered with Tommy Duncan, the CEO of JetDoc, to make a remarkable promise: $1 million in free medical visits for people in the state of Georgia. JetDoc's mission is to provide affordable healthcare to millions of Georgians, and Ross's partnership with them demonstrates his understanding that true success means lifting up your community. Healthcare is expensive, and for many people, routine medical visits are a luxury they can't afford. Ross's contribution directly addressed this problem, providing tangible help to people who needed it most. This kind of community involvement shows a side of Rick Ross that doesn't always make headlines, but it should. It's easy for successful people to talk about giving back, but Ross has put substantial money behind his commitments to community welfare. His story demonstrates that with vision, hard work, and strategic thinking, it's possible to transform success in one area into success across multiple industries. That's all for today's episode of Star Gist. What do you think about Rick Ross's business empire? Are you inspired by his success story, or do you have concerns about some of his choices? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, keep dreaming big, and remember, sometimes the biggest boss is the one who lifts up everyone around them while building their own empire.